guys. Thank you for joining us on Craft Ed. And tonight I have the awesome Whip and the super cool Skipper. Rico isn't feeling good, so Whip said he would fill in for him, and I don't know if you could find a better guy to do it. Thank you, Whip.
No problem.
Thank you, Whip.
I can't fill his shoes, but I can fill his block here.
I wonder if anybody could fill your shoes. What size shoe do you have?
I got a little tiny shoe. But I believe it or not, I'm 6'5", 260 pounds, and I got a 10.5 shoe.
Hey, cheapers. Oh, well. That's all right. I mean, it'd be really good for ice skating.
Yeah. If I ever tried ice skating ever in my life.
Yep.
I would.
Oh, not at this point. And if you do, get some hockey pants.
Yeah, right.
You know, those hockey pants are amazing because they have like this much padding in the tailbone, and you fall down, you won't hurt yourself.
Tailbone, knees, hips. Yeah, I need all that.
Yeah.
Well, hey, Skipper, do you want to say hi to everybody? And then I will tell people what I'm going to attempt to do tonight.
All right. First in tonight was Stephen White, Xanadu, Benjamin Peters, Nancy B. in Tennessee, Shady Grady.
Nancy.
Whip's World was in the chat. Let's see, Linda Worth, how you doing? Salient, how you doing? I hope everything's going good for you, bud. Liquid Zoo Only Fins, what's up, Matt? There's Jude, Oscars. The little Scotty the Fish Freak, how you doing? We got Dennis.
Did you change it?
No, I just added to it.
Oh.
Scuba Steve-O, Oink Master Supreme, Anthony Fishy Friends, Heather Green, Henry Rothschild. God, I hope I said that right. If I chopped it up, get used to it.
Rothschild?
I think so. Tim Russell, Mindy K, Aquarium Background Tape. Interesting.
Aquarium Background Tape. I don't know if I know you. Thank you for joining.
They're from Guditsville, Tennessee.
Oh, wow. That's awesome.
Dee Dee's Finden. Go with the Flow Aquatics. We got the Jeff Kane. We got April Butler. Let's see. We got Red Laser. How you doing? We got Jimmy P. And I'm at the bottom. Take her away.
Awesome. You know, you mentioned Matt's name. Matt sent me a thing so I can do my streams like this in my fish room, which would be a lot more convenient than bringing everything upstairs and doing it here. Matt, I've got my brother-in-law is coming this weekend to put new lights in my basement or my living area. And I'm hoping that some of the kids come and maybe they can hook that up. But if not, maybe I'll call you up on Saturday if that's all right. Okay. And look, I'm even wearing Matt's shirt. Can you see that?
Yep.
Yeah.
Isn't that cool? He made that for me. Way back when I was having my back surgery.
Oh, that was nice.
Or no, not my back surgery, my heart surgery.
Matt said, go ahead and call him. He's going to send you his phone number right now.
Oh. Call him. Well, can I call you when we're not live?
Well, he going whenever you install it. That's what he's talking about.
Oh, okay. I got you. Well, so last week you guys remember like when I made these hides, these sponge filter hides? Well, yep. I'm making a water fountain to go in above into the tank. And I had come up with this much of the head so far on that stream. And then on Whip Stream the next day, I made some of the base. But I want to show you what's good. I've got the pump here.
I'd make yourself.
And this thing. Oh, okay. Well, it's so bizarre. My mouse is the same color as the clay. So I grab everything before I grab the mouse. See, it's all kind of white.
He's gonna be like, why ain't my mouse working? You got a handful of clay, Ed.
Well, I bought this little thing. It was, I think, $3.50 on Temu. And this water fountain is incredible. It literally, so it was shooting so much water out, it would turn this into a squirt gun. Like just shooting straight out the front. It would probably shoot it through 2 feet. So I came up with the idea to come up with a thicker hose instead of a thinner hose. So that way it has to fill the whole hose before it gets to the top of the fountain, but it still had too much pressure. So I thought what we could do is either try to cut holes in the sides of this so it's coming through the teeth also, or I scrap this and start over and make one with a bigger face, like a bigger mouth that kind of has a trough where it goes. Now, while I was explaining that to Whip 5 minutes before the show, gosh, there's water all over the place. Okay, I noticed it has 3 settings, and it was on high. So see how this has settings? Now it's on the middle setting, and now it's on the high setting. So I'm going to go with the lowest setting, and I think I'm going to stay with this make. I am going to put 2 little holes on the side. So it's going to have 2 little runners coming this way and 1 main one coming out the front. But I hope that's going to work. And then we'll finish this up tonight, and we'll cook it during. Are you going to have a show after this one? Awesome. We're going to have a nocturnal feeding in an hour. Well, actually, in 43 minutes from now. So everybody put that on your watch and we'll jump over there and hang out with Skipper on his channel. But okay, so why don't I bring this down just a little, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about my weekend I had. Oh, Nico, you're right behind my. Nico's like literally behind the computer, and he won't let it go farther back. Here.
Use your phone, Scotty, if you don't have a watch. He might be passed out in his chair by then, though.
Yeah, right.
So this weekend, I went. Oh, here comes Nico. I went out with Bob Kaler to some fish stores. He told me about there's a town of 35,000 in Cookville. Now, I think that's pretty close to where Whip you're going to live, right?
Yep.
Have you been to the 2 fish stores in that town?
I have not. I haven't gone to any fish stores there.
It's insane. They have 2 of them. One is Age of Aquariums, and the other one is jeepers, I forgot. Well, the one I forgot is been around since 1973.
Wow.
And it is like a pristine, spotless one where you can buy tarantulas and all sorts of pets. You know, snakes, hairless rats, birds. But they have a real nice fish supply, you know, real pristine, pretty fish. And then the other fish store, Age of Aquariums, is like an old building. I bet it was a Woolworths. I don't know if either one of you guys know what Woolworths are, but they're like
I remember them back in the day.
Well, so it's like this great big shotgun building, and I bet you it's 10,000 square feet of nothing but fish. It is insane. They have, I don't know, maybe 400 fish tanks. I bet you they don't even know what they have in their fish tanks. They have probably 8 tubs that are like 20 or 2,000 gallon tubs with koi and red tail catfish, shovel nose. I mean, everything you need is at this Age of Aquarium. If you're like a big fish keeper, they have bio balls. They have all sorts of stuff. It is crazy.
Was it called the other one called ID Spot?
I don't think so.
Was it called Exotic Tropicals?
Yes, Exotic Tropicals. And it's a big place too. I mean, it looks like it used to be like a CVC store. Like, it's its own building also. They're both amazing fish stores for a town of 35,000 people.
Wow.
But it is evenly split between Knoxville and what is the matter with my brain tonight? Nashville.
Or Nebraska.
And pretty much Chattanooga too. But Nashville, I've never been able to figure out how it only has one fish store really in the whole city. It has a place called Aquatic Critters, and that's it for a whole city of over 1 million people. But I bet you a lot of them are going to those stores in Cookville.
And
Because
I don't know much about it yet because I don't live there yet. But is 35,000 the actual population, or does that count the college kids? Because it's a big town, but I think they got that university there, and that would obviously jump the population up. But I don't know if they include that or not.
I don't know. I just asked Google what the population was and said 35,000.
Oh, well, that Google's never wrong. So let's go with that.
But I mean, and college kids aren't buying fish. So, but you see, I think it's a situation where it's the biggest town around all the other towns. So the other towns like feed into it, kind of like the heartbeat. Like my town is only 6,000, but it's got everything because all the other towns feed into it. So, but man, it was a really neat trip. So I'm going to go back and I'm going to do video tours of both of those fish stores. I don't like doing them on the weekend when there's 1 million people in the store. I like to go during the middle of the week when nobody's there. And so, and then the owner of the Age of Aquarium wasn't even there. It was this dad, and he was kind of being run ragged. I felt really bad for him because he's the only employee there on a Sunday afternoon in that place. I mean, there was a line waiting for him. That building's a full city block long. He's got to go everywhere. But then
he's there by himself?
Yeah, he was all by himself. He was waiting for his son to get there, but he wasn't getting there. The owner.
Shut the door.
Right?
Well, I mean, they also had a chinchilla farm in there. So if you want chinchillas, you can find chinchillas. And they also, I think it used to be a used video store or like a rentals store type thing with videos and stuff. So they had probably 10,000 videos they were selling in one area. And then they had like old toys and video games and stuff. And I think that had a counter where somebody's supposed to stand, but I don't think that they're really running that business. They're just kind of selling it off. So if people see something, so I was looking, well, maybe there's 2 movies I'm looking for. I'm looking for The Dark Crystal and Goodfellas because I've never seen either one of those 2 movies. So, but man, it was all out of order, and I wasn't going to spend all day just looking for movies.
If you don't find them by the time by next month, because we're coming down for a visit, I can bring them both. I own both those movies.
Oh wow!
But
there you go.
I don't think they're Blu-ray. You have a Blu-ray player? I mean, I should play them anyway.
Yeah, I got either or both.
Well,
I just use my Xbox.
Yeah, it'll play both.
I was late to the game.
Having rentals. Oh, it's all right. So, but they even had gudgeons. Like they had big gudgeons in there. I mean, it was amazing the type of fish
gudgeons.
Big
gudgeon. Yeah, I'm like, wait, are we talking D&D? Are we in the other store now?
Yeah, no, gudgeons, like with a G. Gotcha. I was blown away with all the different types of fish they had there. I bought a couple of guppies. I think most of the fish is what people bring to them and then they resell them.
Well, that's good.
So, yeah, it's pretty neat. Okay, so let's try to figure out how to do an operation on this thing to get some holes on the side.
Well, before you do that, do you think you should check it out with the flow rate at low, just to see where you're at?
Well, I can't take you guys in there to do it.
Oh, yeah, you don't want
I
water
do
all
that
over
in
the
the
living room.
kitchen. Yeah. I mean, I fill up a bowl and I just put it in the bottom of the bowl. It has little suction cups. So I suction cup it to the bottom of the bowl and then put the hose on it and see how fast it shoots. And I shoot it into the sink.
Right.
But yeah, I think I'm just gonna attempt to knock a tooth out. I'm gonna cut it till I feel that pin inside.
Now that's not baked yet, right?
No. Now, if it was baked, it might actually be easier to do because a Dremel cuts through this. Oh, I should have brought one for anybody new. I use Sculpey, and Dremels drill real good on Sculpey after it's been baked.
Well, the reason why I was wondering is because if you did bake it, wouldn't you get a hole a lot better? Would it close? So whenever you bake that, does it close?
No, it stays pretty tight
Okay.
or pretty much deformed. It shrinks a little, but I think it'll be okay.
Andy came in.
Candy?
Melvin came in.
Melvin. So
Was Nathan here earlier? I don't remember if he said his name.
No, I didn't. But Jan Aquatics came in. Let's see.
And there's a fish store. I did a fish tour of their brand new fish facility a couple of weeks ago. It's almost at 5,000 views. That's awesome.
I watched a little bit of it. Didn't get a chance to finish it. Their store looks pretty nice.
Yeah, it's very cool.
June's here. Hi, June.
Oh, I love June. Mrs. Oscar.
Yeah, I heard about your little tours. You got something going on next weekend too, or this weekend actually, this Sunday.
Me?
Yeah. You and Bob again.
Oh, yeah. We're going to, I think, Huntsville to a reptile show. Or we're going to go to other fish stores. I just told Bob it's whatever you want. And Bob gave me two 80-gallon tanks, acrylic tanks, that he's not using anymore. They are from our local fish store, Aquatic Aesthetics.
Oh, nice.
And he was getting out of the salt, so he broke down these. They're like divided into 4 slots, so they're 4 20s. But they're like the water flows through. But it's perfect for guppies. I keep different groups of guppies in there. But they're all the same types of guppies because the fry will swim right through.
Yeah.
I wanted them tanks so bad, but I'd have had to drive a long ways to get them and brought them back.
Well, he was telling me he might have a couple more.
Well, there was whenever he was first talking about getting rid of them, I said, man, I'd love to have those because I always liked, I wouldn't necessarily run them off the same sump, but I like that having them next to each other like that to consolidate a little bit of space.
Yeah.
Oh, there's Kenny E. And Kaylee showed up.
The amazing Kenny E.
Kalish.
And guys, the football draft is like in 3 months, and I'm not going to go too far into football, but I think I'm going to see if the guys, which is Skipper and Rico, will let me do my craft ed on that Saturday so I can take that night off. Because the one thing I hate about Thursdays is I missed the first round of the football draft. And this way I can just, because I used to like always take the vacation day, and because I used to work third shift, so I'd take a vacation day. I would go buy a pizza and like 20 wings and like lock myself in my house and just cheer through the whole thing. And I haven't been
Well,
able
you're
to do
talking the
that.
actual draft.
Yeah,
The NFL draft,
Yeah,
the first round draft. I don't know
I had
why,
it
but
in
I
my head. You
absolutely
were
love
talking
it.
about the fantasy.
No, I don't. I don't want to talk too much about football because I know a lot of people don't want to hear football. But I am going to take that day off, I think. If that's cool with those guys.
I'm fine with it. I'm sure he will be too.
Yeah, I'm sure. Which one day?
I don't know.
I don't blame you. That's something you really like to do.
I haven't been. I used to do that, and I also used to take off for movie premieres. But that's one thing here in Chattanooga. They don't go real out for movie premieres. Like in St. Louis, different places would sponsor movie premieres. Like a radio station will go there and give out free mugs and T-shirts and
Yeah.
I don't know, just different stuff, posters and things. And I don't think they do any of that type of stuff here.
No,
At least I've never discovered it.
I don't think a lot of them do anymore. But you got an 18-month membership milestone from Scotty the Fish Freak, wanting to know when the baseball draft is.
I'd like to do. I'll definitely do a baseball draft. I'm not for sure when baseball starts. After this stream, what I'll do is I'll check to see when baseball starts, and we'll set it up. I'll call or I'll text the 4 or 5 guys that I know for sure that play every year and see if they want to do an auction league, and then we'll do that. Okay, so. But yeah, we'll definitely get it in there, Scotty. Okay, so I got a hole in that tooth, the front hole, and that hole. So that'll give it a little bit more drainage area.
March 28th, if you can remember that.
March. Whoa. So it's at the end of next month.
Yeah, opening day.
Whose birthday is March 28th?
Boy, why does that date sound so familiar?
I know. For some reason.
Is that what day of the week's that? There's something going on that Saturday.
There is, because for some reason.
No, that's a Thursday.
Okay, so now I'm going to work back on the base because I got the head figured out.
We got Big
But I got to
Steve
remember.
Aquatics showed up.
Hi, Big Steve.
And Brother Dan's here, Daniel Velez.
Dan and V.
Super cool. I'd give him the V.
310 Aquatics. I am not familiar with that one.
Been around for a little bit.
10 o'clock.
Where that's the area code.
Ooh, kind of like a 503.
Yeah. What's up, Surf City? How you doing, John?
Hey, John. So now the trick is this clay has kind of gotten dried out, I think, a little since being on Whip Show last week. But I want to add stuff to make, because like these things, the Aztecs really put a lot of decorations and lots of different shapes and things in their stuff. So I want to try to really put that in. And then behind this, I'm going to attach it into, like, I think I might take foam from a foam can and try to make it mount it like a rock base to put it into. But I want to make this one look real cool.
I know March 16th there's a fish swap that I'm going to, but I feel like I don't know why that date sounds so familiar. That's going to drive me nuts now.
I know. No, I'm going to Atlanta for a toy convention.
KJE Aquatics.
I told Killer Kitty I was going to a toy convention in Knoxville, and I thought it was the same one she was going to, but it's not. So Killer's there. Sorry, Killer. I'm going to Toylanta.
You're going to try to get some G.I. Joes.
Yes, I am.
The
Or at
Garden
Look at
of
'em.
Eater. What's up, Grant? Or Shelby? Oh, no, she has her own. That's Grant. And Steve, Fish Rumor. Hope to see
Awesome.
you next month.
Okay, so now let's put this on top. I'm hoping that this will bother duckweed. I'll be honest. That was one of my main concern, or because one thing that'll really bug duckweed is water flow.
Mhm.
So I wanted water falling into the duckweed.
Yeah, I have 2 tanks. I even turned up the flow in the sponge filters, and it still ain't. It's upsetting me.
Yeah, I don't think sponge filters are going to stop duckweed.
It has before. I just
Yeah,
said
dude.
it has before. I don't
Well,
understand.
that's awesome.
I don't understand. Just these 2 tanks, it ain't doing it. Yeah, I skim it off. I do that too. Then it comes back within like 3 days. It's crazy how quick that stuff comes back.
Unless you got fish that eat it, and then it disappears real quick. Like, I literally take a handful and put it in my goldfish tank, and it's gone in 2 days. I don't know how they can eat that much.
Isn't there another fish that eats it too?
Oh, the Severin.
Oh, Severin.
I've got a green-spotted Severin, and he just devours it. Any fish that eats plants, I think, will eat it.
What are we talking about? What kind of plant?
Duckweed?
Duckweed? Oh, yeah.
So is that just about all cichlids, or? Well, it's.
No.
Yeah, I think I'm trying to think if my angelfish used to eat it.
Like Oscars and then the bigger ones, they don't eat it, but I don't think. They like to tear it up. I mean, if you put a plant in there, they'll pull it out of the ground and shred it, but I don't think they eat it.
Yeah.
Bunny Viper's here.
Bunny Viper.
So Big Steve is asking, can you ask Ed if I can use that polymer clay to make a waterfall? I guess so, if he can put it in the fish tank. That is
That's what this is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he could definitely do that, right?
Yeah. What I'm going to suggest is when you do it, overcook it a little. So whatever it says the cooking time is, I always cook it like 10 minutes longer because I really want any chemicals baked out of it. I want to make sure it's 100% cured. And like if you go with white, I always like this white clay. I bake it till it starts to turn light brown because then I know it's thoroughly cooked. Like if I can see a little bit of a tan on it. And you be careful on what you can't spray paint it. So if you're thinking about using Krylon Fusion will actually melt it after it's been cooked. So you can't use any spray paints because whatever the chemical is that's in spray paint to keep the spray paint liquidy just dissolves this too. So basically, the best way to do it is to buy the clay the same color or use the only paint that I know that's really safe with it is Dry Lock. And then Dry Lock, basically, you get like a quart of light white or gray. And then I bought concrete dyes, which are safe for your aquarium. And I put a little bit of the concrete dyes. That's how, like this was all from one bottle or one tub of that stuff. but I poured it into like little jars, and then I put brown and ash, and then I mixed them. And you see, like when you mix colors, you can really get it to look a lot of shades and stuff from just 2 colors of paint. Actually, 3 colors of paint. I guess it's white, brown, and gray made this whole thing. So, but yeah, you can't use any spray paints on these things. I hope that helped.
That helped me.
Awesome.
I would not have known that. I would have melted my sculpture if I ever do that.
Yep. Well, I learned the hard way too. I was making a Cthulhu. I made a Cthulhu statue, like our idol, because I wanted to put it inside of my fish tank and put a light on it. And then I spray painted it with a clear coat. And the clear coat went right through the acrylic paint that I had on there and made it melt. So someday I should make a Cthulhu again and try to do that project over.
That Cthulhu you did look pretty neat.
Thank you. Yeah, it's all sticky, so I put it in a jar because it looks like it's forever wet. I glued it to the bottom of a jar and I saved it, and it's pretty neat.
Larry
I'm not gonna
D's
lie.
here.
Larry D.
Larry D.
Larry D
Larry
is my
D.
friend.
Big Steve also asked about the color clay. Does it dry the same color as wet? Now, didn't you say that? I'm trying to remember. You talked about that one time about the black. Wasn't there an issue with it?
I had one of my friends. He's watching right now. He's out there. He used, but I'm not going to say his name. He used the black because he wanted to make pleco caves, and he said that the clay or the tube itself stayed mush or it got mushy, is what he told me. So it didn't bake hard. And I wonder because like with all the other colors that they make, they drop dye into the white and then they mix it. So for them to get rose color, they know how many parts of white or red to put with the white to get it to rose and how much to get it to pink. And, well, with black, they probably just dump a whole lot of that in there. And maybe they dumped way too much is my guess. So black is the only color that I don't recommend using because everybody else, and every time I've used other colors, it's been fine. But because he had problems with the black, I've stayed away from the black myself. So that's my only guess with that. But I decided yesterday I am going to make some pleco caves because that's probably like the number one thing that people ask me about is making pleco caves with this Sculpey. So honestly, I think it's cheaper to buy caves, that are baked from a kiln. But I'm going to make some pretty cool looking Sculpey caves next week, just to let you guys know what I'm doing. But I'm going to be mixing some colors, and I think I can make it look like a log without adding anything to it. Okay. And I'll show you guys how I put the texture in and stuff. So that's what we're going to be doing next week. But it's something I still recommend. Just buy a clay cave. You see them like, some pet stores will sell them, but you see them at all the fish swaps. Somebody's handmade them. I know that Kenny E's lovely wife, Danny, she makes beautiful caves. So, I mean, if you can get caves from those type of ways, I would just recommend getting it from a artist or a fish store or something. And you can also use garden spikes. From I've never been a huge pleco guy, so I've never really needed it much. But now I'm actually breeding some plecos for the first time.
I'm going to tell you what, them garden spikes, man, I love them because they stack nice. They're tight. Like the way you can stack them because they're not circle. They're not like oval. You don't have to get one of them, make a stand for them, make a platform of rocks. You can just put them, like right now I have 5 which you can make 6, go 3, 2, 1, and it looks nice. And it's just right in the back to where, because I've had plecos breed in them before, that they get them eggs back in there nice and tight, and they feel a lot comfortable.
That's awesome.
But you have another question.
Yes.
Kalish wants to know, have you found anything that you could seal painted plastic with to make it aquarium safe, like Gorilla Glue clear or Krylon clear?
To paint plastic,
Yeah.
I would go with Krylon clear coat. And I would go with the high gloss. And the reason why I say high gloss is because when it's in the water, it doesn't matter if it's matte or pearl or gloss, because it's always going to look glossy when it's in the water. But you can spray it with the clear coat outside, and you'll be able to see that everything is glossy that you've covered. You know, because if there's any spot that's not glossy, you know you missed it. So spray it again with the clear coat. Then, once you've done that, spray it again. You know, when it's completely dried, wait a day, respray it. Don't go overboard because you could get it over sticky, because that's one bad thing with spray paint is if you get it too thick, the moisture can't escape because it'll harden on the outside of the spray paint, and underneath, the air can't dry it out quick enough, and then that's when you get that tacky spray paint stuff, and that's a pain in the butt. Then you have to remove it. So light coats, make sure it's completely shiny everywhere like a gloss coat, and then do it again, and then do it a third time. So 3 coats, and you'll have a super thick coating of clear plastic. Is basically, because Krylon's just basically plastic you're spraying on it. So that's what I would do, is high gloss. And you can get that at Lowe's. Or I think Walmart has it. I know Walmart has Krylon, and I'm sure they would have gloss.
You had GRB, Big J. What's up, Big J? And
Big J! How's California, buddy? I wonder if he still likes the Raiders now that they've left California. Maybe he's become you ought to become a Chiefs fan. Poor Big
Not
J.
everybody will do that. You're 2-1 tonight, brother.
So what I'm doing is I'm packing around the corner of the crack to see how.
So it doesn't leak out.
Well, yeah, and I want it to really stick on there tight.
Well, it looked like it's.
But yeah, and leak.
Oinky with a member for 18 months for all. Ever kept balloon? Now this is a new one. I gotta look this one up. Has anybody ever kept the balloon body penguin tetra?
Balloon body penguin tetra.
Never even heard of it.
That's why I
when
said
you get it, pop it up and I'll share it if you want to share it.
I'm working on it.
She is always looking for new fish. Pretty awesome.
It's actually kind of cool. Let's see here.
The balloon body would scare me off, I think, because that's usually a sign.
It's not as balloon as what you think.
Okay.
Is it a man-made balloon?
I would say this is
natural.
Yeah, but just bred that way. Like and she can tell me if it's what it is. It's in the bottom there, bud.
Oh. Oops, that was weird. Can you guys still talk?
Yeah.
Oh, didn't want that. Now let's see if I can share this. Wow.
It's right
Can you guys
here.
hear us?
Yeah, they can hear us.
Yeah. Okay.
I think, is that right? I think that's right.
It looks right. Balloon penguin tetra.
So it's just a short.
You know what? I think I saw some of those this weekend. Because I first thought they were like really fat black neons, but I think they were at that tropical fish store in Cookville.
Pretty much, it's just like it's just stunted. We got Boots Cats in here, Fishy Hippie. How you
Bootsy.
doing?
Hey,
It's more than less
hi,
just
ladies.
I think it's just a genetic thing that it happens. And then if you keep breeding them together, it's going to stay that way. Huh.
Yeah, I literally, though, I think I saw those because I thought they were black neon tetras.
Hmm.
I was like, those are weird buddy black neon tetras.
That ain't my style, that's for sure. There's Sam. If I didn't say hi to Sam.
Wait.
Way.
Mr. Sam, Mr. Wyway, hello, sir. Okay, so now it's looking pretty good. I think this fountain is going to be really neat once it's done.
Oh, yeah, it's pretty cool.
I got to add some more stuff around the outside here, but I want to make sure that I get this inside looking good. So, Skipper, Rico asked if one of us would want to go this Saturday.
It should be you.
It's me? Okay. Well, I guess. I mean, I've got family coming over to fix the lights, but I don't think they're going to be around that late. So we'll be doing a show, I guess, or I will if anybody else wants to join me. We'll have to ask Dr. Anthony if he wants to come up, and we'll do one of our fun shows. Okay, now what?
Speaking of that, Dr. Anthony's in the chat. What's up, Doc?
No.
Oh my gosh, he has an amazing video right now of a tour of the aquarium in Peru.
Yes, he does.
And it is so cool. I absolutely love the nocturnal area, because he has like a nocturnal room with all the ghost knights, and the ghost knights are swimming all over the place because I guess they can't see the red. So he's got all this red lights in there, and you get to see the ghost fish swimming. It's really neat.
Is it a
Made me
ghost
wanna
knife
make
or a
a-
ghost fish?
Oh, well, I think they were alive.
No, yeah. But are they the ghost
know.
knife, the black ghost knife, or are they those clear ones?
I think it was ghost knives. Well, there's lots of knives,
There's a ton of them.
knife fish, and I think a lot of them come in his neck of the woods. So I tell you what, tune in on Saturday, and we will be asking Dr. Anthony if he can make it all about it. If he wants to come up and hang out.
Or in less than or over 20 minutes, you can ask him on the next show also.
Oh, I forgot all about the time. You know, somebody that is a sponsor of our show, or one of our members, wanted me to get this message out to everybody. And it's Patty's Petite Tanks. She wants everybody to know that it's not how you do it, but how you look doing it.
Losers never win. So start out with style.
Are you okay, honey?
Thank you, Patty. We appreciate that a lot. Just
Face
and
plant.
if anybody who's a member of the the show that would like to sponsor a PSA, it doesn't cost anything to sponsor one. You just have to let me know in like either the chat under what's it called where people leave comments. What's that called? The comment area.
That sounds
Leave in the
correct.
comments. That's what it's called. That you'd like to have a PSA, and
Yes.
we'll make you a PSA. But thank you, Patty, for being a member of the show. That helps me do projects like this.
Oh man, Boots Cats wants a PSA.
Awesome. Well, there's a good chance that maybe Boots Cats will be the sponsor next week. But there's a special one that Skipper's been looking for. And if we ever find it, it's Skipper's.
Yeah. You got Danikin Aquatics with a member milestone chat thingamajigger, whatever they're called. Let's do this, Ed. LOL. Do I get to pick the PSA? You need to get with Kenny.
Yeah. But yeah. You could probably give me your subject as long as it's fish appropriate.
Yeah.
We don't want any Kraken showing.
I was thinking, we don't want the crack in the show. Oh my gosh.
And if you guys don't know what that means, tune in on Sundays at 9:00 Eastern in I don't know what that is in Pacific time. 3:30? 6 p.m. in Pacific to the Kenny and Danikin hour. And ask to see his Kraken. He has a lot of cool fish. Actually, you don't have to ask.
I think he was a plumber in his past life.
Yeah.
Love you, Kenny. So I'm gonna be checking something out here because that aquarium background tape, I'm gonna be checking that out. It's a YouTube channel, but also they have a website where they sell it.
Oh, well, yeah. Hey, well, you want to find their website. We'll pop it up quick.
Okay, because the reason why I want to is because I just did a background with a one tank, and I used poster board. So I was thinking of oh man, trying to think for words. Draw the blank.
When you're doing things live, it's really hard to remember what you're saying.
Harry.
It's really strange.
Harry.
I have learned that.
Not Harry. It's simply Betta. Why can't I think of her name?
Oh, Amber. No, no. Simply Bet. That Amber is Big City Betta. Simply Betta is. Oh my gosh. Taylor.
Yeah, not Kasha.
Taylor.
No, not that.
They both occasionally watch my show, so they throw me under the bus. Taylor.
No, it's not Taylor.
Taylor did the voice, I believe, right? For one of the.
Maybe it's Taylor. I don't know.
And if we're messing you up, we apologize. I'd like to say it was lack of sleep, but I took a nap before the show, so my brain would work better.
How's that going for you?
Not good. Aquarium Files, another one. Yeah, it is Taylor. My gosh, I was thinking the other one. I can't keep people straight anymore these days.
She's the original Taylor.
Yeah.
And then there's the Taylor that started dating Kelsey.
Yeah, we don't talk about that one. She jumped on the bandwagon. She probably used to be a Philadelphia fan, knowing her.
Well, I've only been a Chief my whole life, but if anybody wants to join us, I'll take you all. Even if you're a Swiftie. Since I don't know any of the Swiftie songs. I may feel differently if I heard her music. I hope I'm not making Zen Ginger really upset. I can imagine Zen Ginger really being a Swiftie. Because they're both from, well, I don't know if she's from Texas, but I think she just looks like somebody from Texas.
Oh, I see what it is. Never mind. Ain't what I was thinking. But I like what it is, though. So I was thinking of something totally different. Okay, what it is, it's clear background tape. Okay. Let's think of something else. Apologize.
It's okay. I thought it was like a background. Like some type of background.
Yeah, that's what I was
Okay.
saying. It's to hold the background on.
Oh, cool. I'm going to put these two big blocks. What's going to put them underneath to make it higher? But I'm thinking I might need to add weight to the back. I think I'm going to put the two big blocks of clay on the back to give it weight. And then the hose, the hose will come up between these two blocks like that. And then I'll take some, what's
this going to be sitting on?
This is going to sit on the back of a fish tank. Like on the fish tank ledge, it'll be right on the ledge. So it's going to come out about 2 inches over the ledge.
Okay.
How are you going to keep it on the ledge? Are you going?
That's what I have these two, and then I was going to take one of my old specimen containers and put it behind it, and run that, like use that as extra support to hold it up. Like, because I'm going to attach the rock behind it, and it's got to sit on the specimen container. It's still got to be big enough for the toes to go underneath, though, to get into the water. So I still have to have it up on these. I can't, these will have to be on the front. Good job, guys. Thanks for talking me out of that one. Okay.
Geekster's here. I don't know if you said his name already, but I see him
Who's
down
that?
there. Geek.
Boy.
Oh, I'm
Boy.
Geek.
Freaky Fish Lady, hello.
Hello, Freaky.
Have either of you two, speaking of backgrounds and lighting and all that stuff, have you ever had the? Uh-oh. Now I caught the disease. What is the light that starts with an H? Higer? My lovely wife, she bought me a 4-foot light from Hager, whatever it is, Sammy. I can't figure it out. I mean,
is that the lights that we put on those fish tanks we get at the Clash? Are those Higer lights?
They
Yeah,
were,
but
yes.
Did yours like change colors and you could program them to come on and off and all that stuff?
Not
Oh, I have
mine.
I have one of those.
I just put mine on a timer with all the other lights in my
Yeah,
fish
that's
room.
I'm gonna end up doing that too because first of all, they uh, I know this is gonna come as a shock, but I'm not that young, and the
Oh yeah.
instructions. I mean, what the hell? I took a picture of it and blew it up just so I could read it. But it doesn't really go into a lot of detail as to how to actually set the on and off, or even how to set the time so it knows when to come on and off. Uh, I can't get it to come on just a regular white light or slightly blue light. It's either like um like a mystic blue or blood red, like you're looking like it's Halloween red. I don't know. I can't figure that stuff
Well,
out.
there's certain
Mm.
ways to set them for plants, and yeah, I'm not doing all that because, hey, what's up, Fishy Mon? Kurt, how you doing?
Fishimon, I haven't
Shimon.
seen that dude in a long time. Welcome.
But
He's the greatest.
yeah, he's a good dude. Should be seeing him in a couple weeks, few weeks actually. But
Hippie?
Fishy Hippie says that KG Tropicals has a video on them. I know there's videos out there where they can help you with that.
You know what?
I have one.
I'm an idiot. I didn't even think about Google and or YouTube and that.
Mm-hmm.
You can YouTube almost everything.
So I've been told, but I keep forgetting that as a source. Cat house.
Yeah, I don't know how Geek Boy does it. He stays on top of things, but he's not like 12.
Nope.
He's genius.
He
I should
is.
have said that. I'm gonna feed his ego.
Yeah.
I think it's okay though. I think he deserves to have his ego.
I'm gonna
Swole.
You
get
can
Whatever,
YouTube
whatever.
YouTube. You learn YouTube.
ain't that is the truth.
Well, my mom got some type of fancy pants sewing machine. And gosh,
Ooh,
what's
I
the
gotta
sewing
see.
machine called? It's like the fanciest of all the fancy sewing machines. It can even embroider. It's got a TV screen on it.
Whoa.
I want to say a Bristol, but it's not a Bristol. I don't know. It's something with a B. But she had me go to the lady's house to learn how to do it with her. And it was about one of the hardest hours of my life, staying awake. It even self-threads the needle.
Jeez.
But,
you don't
you
even
know,
need to be there.
yeah, I haven't used a sewing machine since high school when I took sewing. It's like, and my mom was asking me, how do you do this tonight? And it's like, I think we're going to have to just YouTube it. Because she was trying to figure out how to make it auto string itself, but she was doing it with her fingers. And it's like, no, there's a little thing she clicked. And then it
Lefty's
just
here.
did it by itself.
And
here?
for everyone,
Lefty.
just to let you know, it is Lefty's birthday today.
Shut up.
Lefty.
Did he hit
You know what?
30 yet? Is he 30? Are you 30? How old is
No
he?
way. I'm going to guess 23.
I'd go older than that, but I don't know.
But I am going to continue my project
in
in the next episode of the Nocturnal Feeding with Skipper's Aquariums. Aquariums. I almost said aquatics. Sorry.
You ain't the only one. I should have changed it to that.
It's all good. But thank you. You two guys are amazing. Thank you for hanging out with me. Thank you, everybody, for dealing with me on this project. I think it's going to be really cool when it gets done. I can't wait to see how it looks. Thank you, super chatters and members. You guys keep the channel running. I really appreciate it a lot. And thank you, everybody, for just coming and hanging out, because that's what it's mostly about. It's just, well, it's what it's completely all about. Nico never even came in front of us, and he was supposed to be the star. And I want to say hi to my Uncle Bruce. I love you. And to the rest of the family in Iowa. we're going to move over to Skipper's channel. One of these days, we're going to figure out how to do an auto send, but maybe we'll have to have a Geek Boy up here one week, and then he could do all of our technical stuff for us or teach us. Skipper didn't like that idea. Forget it.
He just was like, whatever.
We're not having him. No, we'll catch you guys all later on the next show, and it'll be great.